Now they're talking about the Confederate flag. It's not a big deal, and the Confederate flag should stay. I'm not racist or anything, but those white men, con means with. It means federal. So we're the federation. So it's a confederation, which is a federation, which means it's alliance. And what they did underneath that emblem was a overall vote of all creeds, or what they done. Even if they put them ahead as the white and let them be racist like that, if the Africans against trades and deeds that they made. So I can see why the lawmakers would be that way because they can't go in legislation here and go against Confederation, which legislation is federal police, but it's part of the Confederation. So then the Africans who got hurt or done with, it was legal to do so because they caused an ordinance against the Confederation, which is more than just the American blacks. That has to do with the Africans, all creeds or whatnot. So this Confederate flag should stay, even though it's a symbol of racism. They don't know what it means. The people these days is they're dumb or whatnot, but it means more than just white power. That's more than people giving white people power to do something, saying that they were eligible and they was righteous back then, but they're different now and they're more of a hate group. So it kind of hurts the Confederation. So it's about to take it down because it has a lot of meaning to it and a lot of history or whatnot. It's just you have to control the hate crimes or whatnot, and people who do that or whatnot. And then the people who use Confederate flags, you should watch them. As I said, they're part of a federation, and you should see. And if they go against it, then that will be your striking point against the Confederation with Federation. So they have to use legislation as the power. So they can't beat legislation of black Africans that way if they use legislation as the law, as accordingly. So if they break the law with a hate crime, then the Africans can attack the American Africans through legislation and do the pin pushing for to control the judicial branch and the executive branch. And also, what else was I going to say? I forgot what else I was going to say. But anyway, I told you on Trump. I look on my Facebook. I told everyone. I said not to join Russia. For one, they have a large percentage of white people. We have a large percentage of white people here too. Now you got all these simple white people in different creeds. They're going to pin the cushion to somebody, and then America and Russia's number one and two, and then Germany probably three, then England four. Then they're going to blame the Americans because we're in the lead and we have the manpower as a one-man wrecking crew in the ships, tankers, the planes, all of that, and the Navy, all of that stuff. So we're going to get the pin and cushion too. So even if you're sinful, and then Russia did all that stuff to the Taliban, they can say they did it because of us or whatnot. And we didn't protect the Taliban. All of this stuff I know about this. And I told Trump not to do that for that reason. They have too many numbers to feed. When they had to feed their numbers, when they kill out all the people who they need because they're racist, they found out they need those people more so than what they knew, then they had to rectify that. Then they had to get rid of their men or get rid of you to feed their own people. They're going to get rid of you before they get rid of their own people. As Russia, Russia is not our ally like that. They're rivals. Even if we are comprovisional with them or not reasonable and stuff like that, we don't negotiate. So we wasn't supposed to join Russia in the first place as a powerhouse. And plus, to keep it divided and conquered, that's like joining a alliance and then you take on all their sins and what they do and say you're willing to suffer like they suffer for what they've done versus what we've done. And we're the number one. America is the number one country, and by our constitution and our rights and all that and what we stand for. That was not and I told you not to do that. And I told you to vote for me as king in Christianity as me president, and you didn't do it. Ill advised. I could have had all this stuff set up by. Even if we lost a lot of men, it would have been a good sacrifice for a great reward. And then we would grow our numbers back. Look at the childbirth rate. We can always pick that up. So with death, that can be life or whatnot. And plus, those men is look how many people's piss poor morally we're finding out now, and they're hiding in phony and stuff like that. A lot of soldiers is like that too. So with death, that can be life. Even if you said it for me, look how things are done to me or whatnot. Now he did what Russia works into my favor and the other men here with the legislation and stuff. Now he got to give us something like he gives them, or he is a terrorist cell within the country and can be brought up on treason, no charges from what they already think what he did to Russia, even though it's covered. We can always the aftermath at a later date. So you may know.